Hello everyone, myself Shivam and today I am going to present my topic which is on descriptive research design. So let's start it. Firstly take a glimpse on what we are going to study today. So firstly we will discuss about the meaning and classification of research design. This helps us in better understanding of our main topic. Then we will move on to our main topic which is descriptive research in which we study its meaning, characteristics and examples. And then we will move on to its various concepts like its classification, its methods of collection data, its advantages, disadvantages, and in last we will conclude it. So let's start it with the meaning of research design. Research design. So design is basically a structure of anything. A research also must have its structure or design which helps researcher in a research process by letting him know which method will adopted in collecting data, how to measure it, analyze it, etc. So research design is a blueprint for the collection, measurement and analysis of data. So it is generally a map developed to guide the research. It is a part of planning stage of research, a blueprint for the collection, measurement and analysis of data. Research design provides direction, ensures smooth and economical conduct of research. It is also a control tool for the researcher and criticized to evaluate the study. So it means research design gives direction to the study. It ensures that the research is economically and smoothly conducted. It helps a researcher in deciding the relevant and irrelevant facts. It acts as a tool to control the level of accuracy desired and also gives a tool in the hands of criticized to evaluate the projected study. So I hope meaning of research design is clear to all. So let's move on to its classification. So classification of research design. There are various types of research design. A researcher must study various research design in order to know which research design will suit the objective of its research topic. So he implement that research design which suit objective of its research topic. So basically research design is classified into two parts. First is exploratory research design and another one is conclusive research design. So exploratory research design is conducted with the purpose of gaining a better insight into a problem. On the other hand, conclusive research is prepared with a specific problem in mind. Conclusive research is further subdivided into two parts, that is descriptive research design, which is our today topic, and experimental or causal research design. Experimental or causal research have a objective to develop a cause and effect relationship, and descriptive research design describe the characteristics of a phenomena. So today we are going to study descriptive research design only. So descriptive research design. As the name suggests, it means to describe something. Descriptive research is a type of research that describes a population, situation, or phenomena that is being studied. Descriptive research is mainly conducted to describe the characteristics of a group, make predictions related to a particular phenomena, or estimate proportion of people inclined towards an attitude. Descriptive research design is used when the purpose of study is to learn who, what, when, where, and how of a topic. So it focuses on answering the how, what, when, and where questions, on describing the nature of a demographic segment in a research problem rather than why. So here it is mentioned describing the nature of a demographic segment. Demographic segment here means includes behavior, taste and preferences, etc. But it does not focus on the reason or why of the research topic. It means we do not investigate the cause in descriptive research. Here the information is collected without changing the environment. It means nothing is manipulated in the environment. Information is collecting in the natural environment without changing it. It includes surveys and fact-finding inquiries with adequate interpretation. This is main point, as we also call descriptive research study as survey design, since the study is concerned around the survey techniques used to collect the data. So next is the example of descriptive research. A clothing brand that wants to understand the fashion purchasing trends among New York buyers will conduct a demographic survey of this region, gather population data, and then conduct descriptive research on this demographic segment. So here in this example, it is said that there is a clothing company who wants to know the fashion purchasing trends among the New York buyer. So they conducted descriptive research. The research will then uncover details on what is the purchasing pattern of New York buyers but not cover any investigate detail on why the pattern exists. So in this, they only uncover details on what is the purchasing pattern but not cover details on why the pattern exists. The researcher do not investigate the reason or cause of pattern exist. He only study what pattern is exist among New York buyers. So some other problems or research questions that can lead to descriptive research are: there are some other examples of descriptive research or research problems which can lead to descriptive research. Market researchers that want to observe habits of consumers. In this, habits of consumer is observed means market researchers wants to describe their demographic segment, so it falls under descriptive research. A company that wants to evaluate the morale of its staff. In this also, demographic segment is described by evaluate the morale of company staff. So it is another example of descriptive research. A school district that wants to understand if students will access online lessons rather than textbook. In this, focus is on behavior of students. So it is also comes under descriptive research. An organization to understand if its wellness programs increase the overall health of the employees. This also wants to understand the demographic segment which can lead to descriptive research. So these are some examples of research problems which led to descriptive research. Now let's talk about characteristics of descriptive research design. So first is quantitative research. Descriptive research is a quantitative research method that attempts to collect quantifiable information to be used for statistical analysis of the population sample. So descriptive research is also known as quantitative research. It means all the information comes under this must be collected in numerical or quantitative form. Even if we use qualitative method of collecting data, we should then convert it into quantitative form. Second is uncontrolled variables. In descriptive research, researchers cannot control the variables like they do in experimental research. Unlike experimental research, researchers do not have any kind of control on variables in descriptive research. Basis for further research. The results of descriptive research can be further analyzed and used in other research methods. So data collect under descriptive research is by depth study and by using best methods. So its quality of data collection is very reliable and relevant, which helps in provide a base for further research in same field. Let's talk about the classification of descriptive research design. So descriptive research design is classified into two parts on the basis of conducting the study. First is cross-sectional design and the another one is longitudinal design. Both are further classified into two parts. Cross-sectional design is classified into single cross-sectional design and multiple cross-sectional design. On the other hand, longitudinal design is divided into repeated cross-sectional and panel designs. So let's discuss this in detail. Cross-sectional versus longitudinal design. First is cross-sectional design. This study involves studying groups of participants in different groups at the same point of time. So cross-sectional research refers to the study of a vast group of people or sample and their behavior at the same point of time. On the other hand, longitudinal design states it studies the same group of participants over a period of time. So in this, the data is collected for each variable over a period of time and the analysis involves a comparison of data between or among different periods. So in the design, a researcher performs repeated observation or experiments at specified points. So let it be clear with the help of an example. So let's pose this example that if a study on impact of new advertisement on buying behavior is studied in different markets just one time, then it is a one cell design or cross-sectional design. And when it is studied in two time periods, that is one immediately after the display of advertisement and another survey is conducted week henceforth, then it is comes under longitudinal design. So both have their further parts also. So cross sectional design has two types. First is single cross sectional design. So in this, a single sample is drawn. So when where data is collected from a single sample drawn from the target population, it is single cross sectional design. And on the other hand, when more than one sample is drawn from the target population and data is collected from them simultaneously, then it is referred to as the multiple cross sectional design. And as same, longitudinal design also have two parts: repeated cross sectional studies. First, so in case of repeated cross sectional studies, the cross sectional data is collected in a succession of surveys at two or more points in time. On the other hand, in panel designs, repeated data is collected from a panel of respondents frequently over a period of time. So this is about the cross sectional design and longitudinal design. So next is descriptive research methods. So there are, as we all know, various quantitative and qualitative methods that are used in the collection of data in descriptive research. So here are some methods of collecting data in descriptive research. First is surveys. Survey research allows you to gather large volumes of data that can be analyzed for frequencies, average and pattern. So they are a common, so surveys are a very common method in correlational research, which is a type of descriptive research that aims to find a relationship between variables. Second method is observations. Observations allow you to gather data on behaviors and phenomena without having to rely on the honesty and accuracy of respondents. So this method is often used by psychological, social and market researchers, basically to understand how people act in real life situations. Third one is case study. A case study can be used to describe the characteristics of a specific subject. Here specific subject is such as a person, group, event or organization. Instead of gathering a large volume of data to identify patterns across time or location, case study mainly gather detailed data to identify the characteristics of a narrowly defined subject. So now let's talk about the advantages of descriptive research. First is data collection. All major methods of data collection are covered, which provides a lot of information. So in descriptive research, as we studied earlier, all the major three methods are included, which is survey, observation and case study. So by this, it provides a lot of information and quality based results. Second is varied. Since the data collected is both qualitative and quantitative, it gives a holistic understanding of a research topic. So in descriptive research, we can use both quantitative and qualitative method in collecting information or data. So it gives us a clear or holistic understanding. Another one is natural environment. It describes the nature of a situation as it exists at the time of study. It means data is collected in natural environment. Nothing is changed or manipulated in the environment. It is taken as it exists at the time of study. Fourth one is quick to conduct and cheap. As the sample size is generally large, the data collection is quick to conduct and is cheap. So in descriptive research, we conduct study on large number of samples from target population. It helps in quickly conduct of study and also in economical manner. Last one is forms basis for decision making. It is easy to make decisions on the basis of the statistical analysis of that data. So as descriptive research use its best methods in collecting data, study the topic in deep, so it's give quality based result which help further in provide basis for decision making. Now here are some disadvantages of descriptive research. So first is confidentiality. Respondents are not always truthful if questions are too personal. So generally it is seen that respondents gives wrong answer when some personal questions are asked to them. So it affects the confidentiality of our research topic. Another one is halo effect. If the research observer has a potential bias towards the research topic or some respondents in the research, the observations then may be considered as invalid. So it is also often seen that research observer sometimes has a bias towards the topic or some respondents. It can be because of any reason. So by this our study may be affected. Another one is sample is not representative. It is very tough to validate that the sample is an accurate representation of the whole population. So as samples are taken randomly in descriptive research, so it's sometimes chosen wrongly which do not represent the whole population, which is also a limitation of our descriptive research. Last one is no scope to learn cause. It does not delve into the why of an phenomena, and that is a limitation in learning specific causes. As we talked earlier that descriptive research do not focus on why of research topic. So we are unable to learn the cause of research problem in descriptive research design. So in last at its conclusion, descriptive research design describe the basically the characteristics of a phenomena. It is well developed, pre-planned and structured research design. So the uniqueness of descriptive research partly lies in its ability to explore both quantitative and qualitative research methods. It means descriptive research design has the ability to explore both quantitative and qualitative methods for data collection. Descriptive research explores research problems in depth. That's why it can aid further research in the field. Descriptive research study problems in depth and by its best method, which helps in the decision making and further research in the field. So this is all about the descriptive research design. I hope you all understand it well and find it very useful. Thank you so much.